Hey everyone, welcome back to the AI Tech channel. Today, we've got a huge story breaking that could impact all of us. Are you ready for this? Google's Gemini AI, the one they're touting as the future, is being weaponized by nation-state hackers. I know, it sounds like a movie plot, but this is real life. Is Google's creation now a double-edged sword? Let's dive into the details and see how this affects you. Google's own Threat Intelligence Group, or GTIG, just dropped a bombshell report. They discovered that multiple state-sponsored groups are actively experimenting with Gemini. We're talking about sophisticated actors linked to governments, using AI to boost their productivity and potentially scout out targets for attacks. Forget futuristic AI warfare. This is about using AI for good old-fashioned cyber espionage and malware development, just with a turbo boost. The scary part? They're not just playing around. They're actively using it. Now, the good news, if you can call it that, is that these hackers aren't exactly creating Skynet. GTIG says they're mostly using Gemini for productivity gains. Think of it as giving them a superpowered assistant for tasks like writing code, finding vulnerabilities, and crafting phishing emails. It's speeding up their operations, shortening their preparation time, but it's not creating entirely new attack vectors yet. But the fact they are using it at all is a major red flag. What are they doing? Google has identified Gemini activity tied to APT groups from over 20 countries, but the biggest players are coming from Iran and China. We're talking about serious, government-backed cyber warfare units. These aren't some script kiddies in their basement. We're talking about well-funded, highly skilled teams with the resources to cause some serious damage. This is a global threat, and it's happening right now. The stakes are high, and the game is changing. Let's break down what these groups are actually doing with Gemini. Iranian threat actors are the heaviest users, apparently. They're using it for reconnaissance on defense organizations, research into vulnerabilities, creating phishing campaigns, and even crafting propaganda. They're also using it to translate technical documents related to cybersecurity and military tech, like UAVs and missile defense systems. Think about that for a second. They're using AI to understand our defenses better. That's a chilling thought. China-backed groups are primarily focused on reconnaissance against U.S. military and government organizations. They're using Gemini to find vulnerabilities, write scripts for lateral movement and privilege escalation, and evade detection in compromised networks. One example? They were exploring how to access Microsoft Exchange using password hashes and reverse-engineer security tools like Carbon Black EDR. They're essentially using Gemini to learn how to break into our most secure systems. This is a direct threat to national security. North Korean APTs are using Gemini to support multiple phases of their attack lifecycle. They're researching free hosting providers, conducting reconnaissance on targets, and assisting with malware development and evasion techniques. A significant portion of their activity is focused on their clandestine IT worker scheme, using Gemini to draft job applications and cover letters to secure employment at Western companies under false identities. They're using AI to infiltrate our companies and steal our secrets. It's a sophisticated and insidious attack. Interestingly, Russian threat actors are showing the least engagement with Gemini. They're mostly using it for scripting assistance, translation, and payload crafting. They're rewriting publicly available malware into different programming languages and adding encryption functionality. It's possible they prefer AI models developed within Russia or are avoiding Western platforms for operational security reasons. But even their limited use is concerning. They're still leveraging AI to enhance their malicious capabilities. Google also noted that these actors have tried to jailbreak Gemini, attempting to bypass its security measures. They've tried rephrasing prompts to trick the platform into giving them what they want. Thankfully, Google says these attempts were unsuccessful. But let's be real, it's only a matter of time before someone figures out a way to bypass these safeguards. This is an ongoing arms race, and we need to stay ahead of the curve. This isn't just a Google problem. OpenAI, the creators of ChatGPT, made a similar disclosure last year. This confirms that generative AI tools are being widely misused by threat actors. And it's not just the big players. As the AI market fills with new models, many lack proper protections, making them even easier to exploit. This is a systemic issue that needs to be addressed urgently. How long until it's too late? Cybersecurity firm Kila recently highlighted the lax security measures in DeepSeek R1 and Alibaba's Qwen 2.5. These models are vulnerable to prompt injection attacks, making them incredibly easy to abuse. Unit 42 researchers have also demonstrated effective jailbreaking techniques against DeepSeek R1 and V3. The bottom line? Not all AI models are created equal, and some are incredibly vulnerable to malicious use. It's like leaving the front door open for hackers. The GDIG emphasizes that, so far, these hackers are primarily using Gemini to improve their productivity and efficiency. They haven't observed any novel AI-enabled cyber attacks that can bypass traditional defenses. But that doesn't mean we should relax. They're moving faster and at higher volume. And as AI models become more sophisticated, so will their attacks. We need to be prepared for the next evolution of cyber warfare. With new AI models and agentic systems emerging daily, we can expect threat actors to evolve their use of AI in kind. They're constantly experimenting, learning, and adapting. What works today might not work tomorrow. We need to be vigilant and proactive in our cybersecurity efforts. The threat landscape is constantly shifting, and we need to be ready to move with it. The analysis reveals a strong focus on reconnaissance. Iranian and Chinese APT groups are heavily using Gemini to gather intelligence on potential targets, including defense organizations, government agencies, and individuals. They're using AI to identify vulnerabilities, map networks, and understand our defenses. This is a critical step in any attack, and AI is making it easier and faster than ever before. They are learning how to exploit us. Chinese APT groups are also using Gemini to assist with compromise. They're using it for scripting, malware development, and finding solutions to technical challenges. One group even asked Gemini for assistance on how to sign a plugin for Microsoft Outlook and silently deploy it to all computers. They're using AI to automate and scale their attacks. This is a game changer, and it's not a game we can afford to lose. The North Korean APTs are leveraging Gemini to support their IT worker schemes. They're researching jobs, generating cover letters, and crafting proposals to secure employment at Western companies under false identities. They're using AI to perfect their deception and gain access to our companies. This is a sophisticated and long-term strategy that could have devastating consequences. It's time to wake up and protect ourselves. While Russian groups are using Gemini less extensively, their activity still raises concerns. They're using it to rewrite malware and add encryption functionality. They're exploring ways to make their attacks more difficult to detect and defend against. Even their limited use demonstrates the potential of AI to enhance malicious capabilities. We can't underestimate the threat, no matter how small. It's important to reiterate that the reported jailbreak attempts against Gemini have been unsuccessful. The AI responded with safety fallback responses and declined to follow the threat actor's instructions. This is a testament to Google's security measures, but it's not a guarantee. Hackers are persistent, and they will continue to probe for weaknesses. We need to stay one step ahead. Google's GTIG makes it clear. Generative AI is primarily allowing threat actors to move faster and at higher volume. It's not enabling disruptive change, but it's amplifying existing threats. This means we need to be prepared for a surge in cyber attacks, even if they're not entirely new in nature. We need to be ready to handle a higher volume of sophisticated attacks. So, what can we do? First, we need to be aware of the threat. Educate yourself and your employees about the risks of AI-powered cyber attacks. Second, strengthen your defenses. Implement robust security measures, including firewalls, intrusion detection systems, and endpoint protection. Third, stay vigilant. Monitor your networks for suspicious activity and be prepared to respond quickly to any incidents. Knowledge is power, and preparation is key. Google says it's building its AI systems with strong security measures and regularly tests them to prevent misuse. They're also investigating abuse of their products and working with law enforcement when appropriate. This is encouraging, but we can't rely solely on Google to protect us. We need to take responsibility for our own security. Never trust, always verify. The UK's National Cybersecurity Centre predicts that by 2025, sophisticated APTs will benefit from AI tools across the board, especially in developing evasive custom malware. This means the threat is only going to get worse. We need to be prepared for a future where AI is a key component of cyber warfare. The future is here, and it's time to get ready. This is a serious issue with potentially devastating consequences. Don't wait until it's too late. Take action now to protect yourself and your organization. Share this video with your friends and colleagues to raise awareness. Let's work together to defend against AI-powered cyber attacks. The time to act is now. What are you waiting for? Leave a comment on what you are going to change. Share this video and let's protect our future.